Bueno dia, buenas tardes, chicos. Okay, I'm going to wrap up with the last part. We still need to finish up the timeline. As you saw before, I have everything more or less done, but I still need to cite my source. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to copy. You just need to click up here, highlight the whole address, go to EasyBib. I've already got that link up. And then you're going to go ahead and paste the link in here. Worldbook typically has a citation already done for you, but for the timelines, you have to create your own. So it's gathering the information. All I need to do is fill in the blanks. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. And let's take a look and see if I've got anything on here. There were no contributors listed for this one. I'm not going to include myself as one, even though I created the timeline. I created it from content that was already on there. So I can't put myself down as a contributor. The publisher or sponsor, I'll need to take a look and see if I can find that information on here. The way for me to do that is to go to the bottom and click on, let's see, maybe, yeah, credits here. Let's see if it has that information. Well, it's going to take me off, but I actually just looked down here and it says World Book and the Globe Device Registered Trademarks of World Book Incorporated. So I don't even need to go to that. I can just come back up here and I can type in World Book Inc. All right, as far as the date is concerned, since it's a timeline, there's not really a published date. I'm just going to go ahead and leave that blank, and it won't put that information in there. So we're good at this point. I'm going to go ahead and create the citation, and all I have to do now is copy it and paste it. So highlight it, copy it, go back to my document here. I'm going to go to the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and include this information on here. Remember a couple of things. Number one, you want to try to format it so that it will fit on the page. The other thing is that several of these things reference a separate source. So I'm going to go ahead and put, let's see which ones have that tag on there. I've got A, B, C, D, G, H, I, so A, B, C, D, G, H, I. So A, B, C, D, G, H, I. And I'm going to go ahead and get my source for that. That was the Gale Group article here, and it's super easy for me to cite this because there's already a citation done for me. All I have to do is highlight this, copy that, and I'll go back over to my document and paste that one as well. So I have these two sources, and now I need to try to fit them on here. So let's see, maybe if I do a little changing of the font here, maybe instead of Verdana we go with Arial. See if that gives me enough room. It looks like I got one but not the other one. Maybe if I abbreviate this to GEOWH, then that'll do it for me. Well, I'm not quite there, but I will be in a moment. Okay, I was able to get the information that I needed there. So I've got the flag, and I've got the timeline. I've got a citation for the picture of the flag. I've got a citation for the information about the flag. I've got my timeline including two different citations. I have still not used my print source yet, so I'm going to have to make sure that I use my print source in my third question. Let's take a look at the third question. I'm supposed to provide detailed information about the lives and contributions of at least 3 people who were or are important to the country's history, and that needs to include, well, I don't need this. I don't need this. This just tells me who not to include. this is what I need to include. So date of birth, death, where they lived, what their family was like, what they're known for, how they shaped their country's history, and how they're remembered. I'm not going to make you watch while I read through the information, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Gale Group, and I'm just going to kind of scan for information about them. If I can't find it, then what I might do is look over here and see if it has any important things that I see, like, for example, Jamaican history, Jamaican foreign relations. Well, maybe I could look at the word Jamaican and come up with it. I'm going to let you not watch this, so I'll pause you for just a moment. Okay, so after looking through, I found, of course, Alexander Bustamante, which we saw in the previous video. So what I'm going to do, there's a little bit of information about him here, but there's not a lot. I'm going to go ahead and just copy the information that I have right here. And we know that I can't copy, paste, and leave it, but I can go ahead and copy and paste it and then come back and edit it and put it in my own words. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put this information here, and then I'm going to put my source citation on there as well so that I know where it came from. So this is pretty simple. Just highlight, copy, paste, and as I said before, I like to make that stand out a little bit, make it a different size, different font, something like that. All right, now, I know I need to come back and fix that, but that's at least got a little bit of information. Now, the person I'm looking at is Alexander Bustamante, so I'm going to go ahead and copy just his name, go back up to the Gale Group search, and I'm going to search for just his name and see what I can come up with. Maybe nothing, but at least if I can. Oh, here we go. Got several different ones here. See if this is the same. Yep, this is the same person. So chances are, if you can find a reference article on the person, that's going to give you the greatest amount of information. I'm going to take a moment to read this, get the necessary information, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've scanned for the information that I'm looking for. First thing I want to go ahead and do is at the end of the source, I've got a new source citation down here, so I'm going to copy that, go ahead and put that on my document, get that out of the way. That starts up my throat. And then I'm going to just scan through for the important information. At the very top, I've got his date of birth. So 2/24/1884 is his date of birth. He died August 6, 1977. And that gives me the information that I need to cover the very first part. Where he lived, what his family was like, what he was known for. He lived in Jamaica specifically. He died in Kingston, Jamaica. We're going to go ahead and get the basics down. I'm not going to bore you with having to watch me type this information in, but I'll be back as soon as I'm done. Okay, so I've gotten the information that I need about Bustamante. I have put everything in my own words, and I got my source citation information right here. I'm going to have to find 2 more people. I'm not going to drag you through me finding them, but I just want to go ahead and mention on here a couple of different things. Number 1, make sure that the people are important. If you were talking about the United States, you'd be talking about people who are major political leaders, people who were major military leaders. This is not culture. If you're talking people like George Washington, you're talking about people like Martin Luther Jr., you're talking about people like Thomas Jefferson, Lincoln, JFK. There's a lot of more than 3 people that you could use, but they don't need to be local leaders. They need to be people who had influence on the country as a whole. Don't just choose the first 3 names that you find. I will post the completed document online. I'm not going to make a video of the rest of this, but I just wanted you to see, as you notice, every single section has its own citation. The information about the flag, the picture of the flag, the 2 different sources that I used for the timeline are both cited, and I specified which sections of the timeline came from the second source just to make it easier for me later, so that if I need to cite this information on my brochure, it's really easy for me to figure out where I got this information from. This information about Bustamante is all cited. I've already covered having 2 separate web sources, and I've already covered having, oh, no, I haven't gotten any information from my print source, so I'm going to have to find something in my print source about one of these people. So that would be my next task. Make sure that you remember to use those, and my completed document will have something from a print source in there. Ladies and gentlemen, Make sure that you ask questions soon. Use your early release day to get this done. Print by Thursday so that you have an out on Friday if you experience any kind of technological issues. Everybody get 100 on this one. It's an easy formative 100. Hasta luego. Que pasen una semana excelente. Let me stop, please.